How would you feel if you discovered the man you've been married to for 3 years has a family and children? Sounds crazy, right? I thought so too. My name is Charity Etim. I'm 27 years old, and I come from a family where love was never lacking. Receiving love wasn't an issue for me. In fact, it was the least of my worries. My longest relationship lasted for just 7 months. It ended because he wanted me to become a stay-at-home wife, which was a hard no for me. I came from a lineage of entrepreneurs. My dad ran a logistics company, and my mom owned a massive shopping mall in Kaduna. And I've got brothers doing well too. Following in their footsteps, I started several businesses. I had a thrift store and a hair beauty palace. I didn't have a big social circle, just 2 friends who often pressured me to go on dates. But I was too busy, and frankly, I wasn't interested in another relationship where I'll be expected to give up my independence. Then, one rainy evening, my car was at the mechanic. My workers had left for the day, and I was about to close the store when a man walked in.
I would like to get a wig and some jewelry.
He said. It was 9 p.m. and I was ready to head home, but I figured one last sale wouldn't hurt. He said he needed a gift for his mother, so I showed him a 26-inch water wave wig. He bought it for 350,000 naira, added some jewelry and made payments. After handing him the receipt and thanking him, I reached for my umbrella to leave when I noticed him looking at me.
I can give you a ride home.
He offered. I protested, but he insisted. Finally, I closed the store and got into his car. We talked about a lot that night, laughed, shared stories, and eventually exchanged contacts. From there, we started talking regularly. Our talking stage barely lasted a month, and before I knew it, I was falling hard for this man. He would send flowers to my store, surprise me with chocolates, and take me out on expensive dates. It felt like a whirlwind romance, and then, just like that, I said I do. Everything happened so fast, but I told myself this was my love story. He seemed to understand me in ways no one else had. He supported my business, always encouraging me to aim higher and never settle for less. That's how I became Mrs. Zebulon Uche. My husband was never around on weekends. We'd been married for 2 years and I was heavily pregnant, but Zebulon never spent a single weekend with me. He always had work to attend to, or so he claimed, and I believed him. Why wouldn't I? 2 months later, I had my baby. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. Her first birthday was magical. Zebulon threw a lavish indoor party for her. Everything seemed so perfect. A year later, one afternoon at my store, things took a strange turn. I was 3 months pregnant with my second child when I received a text message that stopped me in my tracks.
You think you know your husband? You've barely scratched the surface.
I stared at the screen in disbelief. What kind of nonsense is this? I thought, brushing it off as a sick joke. I was about to put my phone down when another message came through. This time it was a picture. A photo of my husband smiling brightly with a woman and 2 boys. I froze. Who are you? I quickly replied, but there was no response. I stared at the picture, my heart pounding. The boys, they looked so much like my husband. The same face, the same features. I debated whether to confront him immediately, but something held me back. Instead, I decided to dig deeper before making any accusations. I'd heard of stories of men living double lives, having a whole other family while starting a new one. Could this really be happening to me?